Okay, today I'm going to start a new Young Gun save with the Kingdom End DLC installed. Because what I found out is that there's a significant gameplay change that happens when you buy the Kingdom End DLC, even if you don't play any of the Kingdom End content. And that is your player headquarters, or PHQ, is now in a different system, different sector on the map than it was without the Kingdom End DLC. So my previous video, which showed the progression of the first 5 hours of gameplay, isn't really how it's going to go for people who've purchased the Kingdom End DLC, no matter which start you start with. So I have the Kingdom End DLC as well as all the rest, and I'm going to start a new game, and we're just going to see how Young Gun looks now.
Tired of waiting the shuttle?
Even after everything that has struck over the last few decades, the Terran conflict, the Xenon, and the jump gates shut down, the Argon Federation has established itself as a key power in this new jump gate network. And even its most distant colony, Black Hole Sun, is a hub of trade and community. Opportunities are aplenty for all. Every day, scores of young pilots set out from the system for the first time, on their way to find adventure among the stars. Val Selton's log, Day 1. I'm excited to get underway with this new ship. I'm not entirely sure what I'll do yet. Trading, exploring...
It's the worst ship in the game.
Am I brave enough to face combat? Whatever it is, I'm sure it'll be exciting. Here goes nothing.
Here goes nothing. So this is going to be new for me, since I've not seen the changes that the game has undergone with the new DLC. I've played the Kingdom End Start, but I've not played Young Gun, so this is all new. So here we are with our dusty, trusty Elite Vanguard. And the very first thing I want to do is just quick change my name to my gaming name, and then the logo. We'll go with what logo to pick. Most of these custom ones, I don't even know what they mean. Like, I don't know what this one means. I have a feeling it's from some other game, so I'll just pick this one. Off I go.
Elite Vanguard.
So, first thing that I'm going to try is to see what happens when you do the old scan the station trick. Before I do anything else, just a quick pause. There we go.
I need help. Can anyone hear me? I need help. Please, if you can hear me.
One moment, please.
If you are receiving this transmission, my plan is working. Now, I just need to dial in the Heretic's end coordinates and... Oh, I must go now. My captors will soon return, and there is so much more to prepare.
Right, that's definitely changed. So, my understanding is that that message that you just saw and the signal leak that triggered it is purely there for the people who have played the game before, not the new players. It mentions Heretic's End, but it doesn't, as far as I know, it doesn't lead you anywhere. It doesn't take you there. So let's just take a peek at the missions. And sure enough... Oh wait, what's this? Shakedown. Fly to Argonne Equipment Dock, destroy criminal traffic.
I knew I could count on you.
Interesting. So, hang on. So I have 10,000 credits, and the reward is 50,200 credits. So you can actually get a fairly decent start in your money by doing this. Oh, you have to do 8 of them. Now, yeah, that's new. That's definitely new. Oops. So it doesn't just give you the money right off the bat, because that would be pretty easy. 50,000 is a lot for the start of the game. Oh, look.
Short range transporter A.
Our first customer. Be hiding on the other side of this. Why is this useless? Look at that.
Confirmed.
Civilian ship A.
We got that one.
Short range transporter A.
I wonder why I can't hit this one. It seems like the target for the gimbal is a little bit behind the ship. Unusual. Let's hit him from a different angle here. Oh yeah, I can't hit him. Alright. Very strange.
Argon Station security vessel. Short range transporter.
Thanks for your help.
Okay, so he wasn't kidding. I've never seen more than one at a time.
Short range transporter A.
Stop that criminal.
This is weird. Why can't I hit it?
Short range transporter. Short range transporter A.
Wow, they're just like mosquitoes buzzing around.
Short range transporter A. Short range transporter A.
So is it the A that I can't hit for some reason?
Nova. Sentinel. Short range transporter A. Short range mass transporter B.
Let's try this one. Trying to avoid hitting the station makes them upset. Alright, well that's 3.
Nova. Short range Nova. Short elite short range Argon Station security vessel. Cerberus. Vanguard. Short range Eclipse. Short range Willamette. Vanguard. Short range transporter A.
Oh wait. Okay, that was an A and I got him. It's not necessarily the shape of the target causing
Mass
it.
transporter B.
Okay, so this mission is absurdly easy.
Short range transporter A.
Confirmed. Requesting permission denied. Docking permission granted.
Except for the invincible ones.
Short range transporter A.
There seem to be 2. Yeah, I can't hit those.
Stop that drone!
Oh wow, there's
Short
a bunch.
range transporter A. Short range transporter A. Short
Thank you.
short range
It's like
transporter
every single ship is a criminal.
Don't let them get away.
Short
Wow.
range transporter A.
That one's not. Don't kill them all.
Tour bus A.
Tour bus.
Container. Short range transporter A. Mass transporter B. Civilian ship A. Tour bus A.
It even looks like a bus. Got an illegal item. So now, this early in the game, there's really
Short range
nothing
transporter A.
that you can do with illegal stuff. I mean, you don't have your headquarters yet, so unless you can get lucky and find a black marketer,
Argon Station security vessel.
you're just kind of stuck with it in your inventory, unless you drop it. There's some new ones.
Stop that criminal!
Short range transporter A.
Alright, so I've got an email. Let's just check them real quick. Oh, look at that. Oh, how long have I been playing? Okay, hang on a second. So, according to this, time spent, total time, 11 minutes and 55 seconds. I haven't even been playing 20 minutes. Now, the dev at Egosoft told me that at 20 minutes you'll get an email inviting you to this thing for the plot. But I think I've already got it. First of all, let's finish this mission. Did I get 8? I might have gotten 8. Oh yeah. Mission completed. 1 minute ago. Shakedown. 50,200 credits. So now I have 62,700 credits, which is not bad to begin with. So let's take a look at this email. All right. From Alliance of the Word Coordination Center. This is an automated message. The Alliance of the Word has recently become aware of an imminent jump gate activation in Heretic's End. Not only is this an exceptional opportunity to study jump gates mechanisms up close, but thanks to our communication with Kingdom End, we have reason to expect that we may make contact with the Boron Queendom upon activation as the diplomatic center for galactic collaboration and scientific progress. We extend an open invitation to anyone who wishes to join our expedition. Since we cannot anticipate what we might be faced with on the other side of the gate, we are primarily looking for flexible pilots with scouting experience. There you go. Unknown object. So, for anyone wondering what to do to get the plot started with any of the starts, you probably will have this email in your inbox. So the way that you do it is you're playing like so. Press escape. Press player information. Then go down here on the left side to messages. And then you will have a high priority message.
Stop that criminal!
Nothing in low priorities at this time. High priority message, click on Collaborative Expedition Notice. Click on Set Guidance, and then that will get you started. So with Set Guidance clicked on, it's giving me
Thank you.
directions on how to get to this thing to get the plot started.
Mass transporter, tour bus, 8.
I mean, you could sit here all day, I guess, and collect itty-bitty bounties, or you could get going with your missions. So the way that guidance works in X4 is, so you're invited by a faction representative to be rewarded. Ooh, really? Really, really, really? See, now that's another thing I didn't expect. Here's another message. Argon Federation Promotion Ceremony Invitation. Already? Let's check my relations. Okay, so Argon. Okay, this is why. If I look at my logbook and I say reputation, current reputation 5. So it looks like you start with 4 or 5. Well, actually, just 5. I think you start with 5 with Young Gun, but it looks like they gave me +3 for destroying enemy, which gave me 8, and then they gave me another +3, which is just a little suspicious because reputation shouldn't go up that fast. Gaining reputation points is really, really quick when it's around 0. So getting from 0 to 1 is like just like that. From 9 to 10, not so much. A little harder. From 15 to 16, a lot harder. So the higher your reputation is, it becomes exponentially more difficult to gain that next point. The highest reputation that you can get with any faction is 30, and the most I've ever gotten with anyone in my previous save was 28. So we've got 10, which means that you are given an invitation to come and get your reward for that. We also have, and when you've reached that reputation, you'll get invitations for recruitment. We're looking for volunteers to help secure our borders as well as repel any Xenon incursions. We have a wide variety of tasks to assign to. Whatever your skills, do not hesitate to sign up. The Holy Order, an offshoot faction of the Pyramid Empire, continues to test our borders and those of our allies. These heretics, as described by the God Realm of the Pyramid, are being pushed from all sides. With no allies to speak of, we are looking for trusted friends of the Argon Federation to help keep them in check. So, yeah, that's all part of the game. You'll get these emails that will invite you to kind of set your course in the game. So you can do whatever you want. It's a sandbox game after all, with many, many story missions that when you do the missions, it will affect the course of the game and the balance of power in the galaxy and a lot of things based on your decisions. So let's go to this promotion ceremony. I think that might be a good idea. Because you're invited by a faction representative to be rewarded. Yay. So the way that you go to the ceremony is you have to go to the email. Yeah, I was hoping that message would go away because it was kind of getting in the way of my interface. So with the email, that lets you know that you've got this thing to do. But if you really want to go to it, you go to your map, and then you go to Mission Manager, and then click on the mission, set to active, and then get the heck out of here because I've got illegal stuff in my inventory.
Thanks for your help.
And I heard police sirens. Yeah, so it appears that the old player headquarters mission may no longer exist at all. And that would be the mission where Boso has you check out a certain area of space to locate an anomaly and then fly through the anomaly. And then he wants you to open up a tear in space-time by putting 3 antimatter cells on your ship and detonating them, and while you have a different ship, hopefully, and then when you do that, the headquarters appears without Boso in it. It appears, and then he's like, "Oh, what's this that we've made materialize out of nowhere? Looks like a Terran design of some kind," and there's all of these different plot points, and then later on, not much later, but a couple hours later, all of a sudden you'll have another mission where you have to free Boso from his split captors, and that's a mission where you fly to a sector someplace and you distract the security forces that are trying to keep Boso captive, and they give up after a little bit when they realize that you've given them a decoy, and then Boso tells you that he is now on the station, and then you go, and you also have to build a dock on the station, and it's very involved. But this appears to have done away with all of that, because it looks like Boso. Well, I'm not entirely sure, because in that message that he was giving me at the start, when I just started, when I found the signal leak, that that made it sound like he was still with the split captors. But if that's the case, then what is he doing with the headquarters station? So, I'm not sure. I've never heard that one before. Xenon spotted, engage. Oh, so they've improved some of the ambient dialogue. That's cool. So we're heading to Argon Prime in order to get the promotion. And there's every faction will give you 2 promotions.
Entering system.
One at level
Argon
10
Prime.
and another at level 20. And this is the level 10 one that lets you buy certain military hardware, medium-sized combat ships, medium or small-size combat weapons, some of the good stuff, but not capital ships. Once you've gotten level 20, you can get the capital ships and the heavy weapons.
Docking granted. Successfully docked.
We're pleased to welcome you aboard.
We've been watching your work with great interest and wanted to reward you for it. I'm pleased to present you with a new rank amongst our organization. Of course, this rank comes with great benefits. These benefits are tied to the rank, so if you lose the rank, the benefits go too. But with your record, I'm sure we won't have to worry about that. I hope you find these rewards fit into the work you've done and make the most of them. Oh, and you may also find that certain organizations under our jurisdiction now have interest in you joining their ranks. Once again, thank you for your efforts. We look forward to working with you more in the future. Good luck out there.
There we go. You know, I'm curious about something.
Hello. Can I help? Here you go.
Oh, I am able to sell the spacefly eggs here. I know about that. I didn't actually expect that. I was figuring there's no way. But there we have it. So that's an extra 9,900 credits.
Good luck out there.
Curiosity. Great. So, more messages. Promotion to Friend of the Federation. So, these are the licenses that I've been granted. Federation military equipment, military ship, intermediate module license, Argon Secret Service membership. Okay. There's another mission, and this is the Heretic mission. It's a story thread, so you can do those. That's an important one to do. You're going to have to do that one to unlock certain things. So let's go to the mission manager. First of all, oh yeah. Look at these. These are some better missions than I remember. Okay, so we'll accept this one. Accept that one. Accept this one. And
I knew I could count on you.
I'm at the Argon Wharf. I think what I'm going to do is I want to get a pilot, a relief pilot for the ship. In order to do that, what you do is you click on the ship, or you can also go to property and click on it here, and then you right click on the wharf and say apply to suitable. That's peculiar. What, is somebody attacking the station? Usually this shaking means that the station is under attack, but yeah. Right click. It says fly to a suitable object for repairs. There's no pilot on the ship. That's strange. So normally, oh, you know what? This is a bit of a what I would call an interface oversight on the part of Egosoft. You have to someone has to be in the pilot's seat of a ship in order to engage the upgrade interface. And what I'm trying to do is to put a captain in the pilot's seat of the ship, but I can't do that unless I'm in the pilot seat of the ship myself, or someone else already is. So I'll show you what happens.
The Alliance of the World seeks inquiring minds. Interested scientists should convene at our expedition staging
Look
grounds
at
at
this.
Heretic. We intend to illuminate the mysteries of junkie technology. All are welcome. Science knows no boundaries of race or faction.
There it is. Okay, so the game is going out of its way to make sure that you, the new player, are aware of this opportunity. And that was like, oh yeah, collaborative expedition notice. Now, if I was to pause the game and look at how long I've been playing, it says 24 minutes, but I'm okay, so around 20 minutes, before 25 minutes or so, you should get this audio message from the Mancaret or whatever his name is, and he is in charge of this expedition. So it does seem that there are multiple avenues. Collaborative expedition notice. Notice that I've got collaborative expedition notice here, but I've got another collaborative expedition notice here, and it's the same email. Oh. So the game has sent me this message twice, but the second time I did it, it came with an audio message to make sure that I didn't miss it, because maybe I'm not checking my emails or something, because people sometimes don't know that that's a thing. Argon Federation live stream access. Now this is another really cool one. The game doesn't tell you how to access the live stream, but I've been given access to the Argon Federation's live stream. You press F6. So F6, and now I've got this. And there's a bunch of controls up on the upper right over there, so you can cycle through objects there. Maybe unpause. There we go. So It's just
Warning.
random
Explosive
things.
materials can be hazardous. Please contact the dock master if you have any on board.
And the game will just continue to put cameras on various things that are going on in the universe. But it does seem to be role-played as per Federation. So like in this case, I got the Argon Federation's live feed. So let's go in here for a moment. Important mission offers. So this is another way to get at this opportunity, this very, very important plot quest that gets the game started. You can either go into your emails and then click on Set Guidance, which will take you there, or you can go into your missions, and in the mission offers,
Docking crews to stand by.
you'll see this invitation, and it's the same thing. So you accept it.
I, Numunkaret, welcome you in my capacity as commanding officer of this expedition. The Alliance of the Word is a collective of scholars and scientists intent on advancing understanding through cooperation. Word reached us from the Boron of Kingdom some months ago via the messenger drone network. It seems they may be making some headway with their gate technology experimentation. At first, I will admit, we dismissed the notion. So many scientists have tried and failed to interact with the gate network. But now, the dormant gate at Heretic's end is showing infrequent, but undeniable signs of activity. This may or may not be related to the boron experiments, but the timings coincide too starkly to ignore. But let us not get ahead of ourselves. We could be reuniting with our boron brethren. Equally, we could find ourselves welcoming a fleet of Xenon destroyers. This expedition was tasked with resolving the many unknowns of this situation. We need scouts willing to help us explore this unknown space.
Okay then. So let's get on the ship. And again, before I sit in the chair, if I was to go ahead and pick the scout, right click on the station, I cannot use the upgrade feature of the station. It doesn't let me. So I have to sit
Vanguard
in the chair first. Then I can either click here. Well, I think I can still do it the other way too. Yes. So the ship that you're captaining, it doesn't, you can't give it commands when you're sitting in the chair. So the way that you do it is you click on the upgrade button here. And my intention was that I add a crew member. I wanted to add a pilot to the ship. But you'll notice that it's not actually letting me do that if I click on this pilot button, because this interface thinks I don't need a pilot because I am the pilot. And so the way around this weird little paradox that the game has created is to actually put in a service crew. So you say, I'm going to give it one service crew. It's going to cost $98.60. Now, again, you don't have to do this right away. The ship runs just fine with only you. But this is just so you know. Add to shopping list. Confirm order. Now it puts the... Now, at this point, I have a service crew in the back of the ship. So what you can do then is I can go to my ship information, and then I go to crew. Normally there's replace pilot with best crew member. And it's even disabling this because I'm sitting in the chair. It's very, very strange. So let's get up. And now I can, because I'm not sitting in the chair, I can promote best crew member to pilot, which takes the one person on hold, puts them in the pilot's position, and there he is.
Hello.
Hello. See, it was really difficult to get this guy here piloting my ship, but that's how you have to do it. It's really quite cumbersome. I think for now, I'm actually going to... Yeah, and you can't remove a pilot either. You can replace them, but you can't remove them. So let's get going with this mission. Yep, everything's set. Before I go out, I'm just going to check the map real quick. So, I began the game in Black Hole Sun 4, and then we jumped to Second Contact Flashpoint, and then took the highway up to Argon Prime. At this point, in order to get to the mission, you have to find your way to Heretic's End. So if you don't know how to find ways to go to places that you've never been, the best way to do that is to ask for directions. So you'll notice down here in the lower left corner, hang on. What that's all about. Huh. You'll notice down in the lower left corner where I am, it says join Alliance forces at inactive gate. Find way to Hetic's Choice 1. So that's what we're going to do. Whenever it says find way to, you can ask for directions, and you'll also know that you're in that mode when there's an orange magnifying glass next to your ship on the map, because that means that you have to find your way. Now there's two real ways to find your way. One is to explore the whole sector until you find another jump gate, and two is to ask for directions. Now, as it happens, we happen to be on the Loop, which is a large network of sectors that are interconnected by a highway, and each sector has two jump gates that the highway will go between, and they also have other jump gates to other places. But you can travel the Loop by just hopping on it and waiting until you go all the way around through a dozen or so sectors. This time, I'm going to right-click on this and say, I'm going to right-click on the ship and say, come.
Hello there.
And that opens up a communications dialog. And then you say, where can I find? And then if you have a find way to someplace active in the lower left corner of your screen, you can, the number 5 will be how do I find my way to the next sector, not the destination, but the next sector. So in this case, I'm trying to get to Heretic's End, but the next sector on the way to Heretic's End is Tikva's Choice 1. So I'm going to click on that.
Sending you information now.
And they say that, and you'll see the orange line will take you straight to it. There it is. Even though you haven't been there, so you can see that the fog of war is still foggy at that spot, you have the guidance. So let's be on our way. I think it was, yeah, you can see that sometimes it looks like you're being put on the wrong lane. Like that one, it was telling me to hop on this lane, but that was going the wrong direction. So you want to make sure that you're getting on the one. Usually it's correct in having the orange circle on guidance marker. But
Requesting permission to dock.
sometimes you bounce off this thing, and you can fix that by turning off flight assist. I think it's flight assist that causes it, but usually after a couple tries you get on it. Okay, so here's the gate.
Entering system. Tikva's Choice.
Now it says find way to Morningstar 3. Well, I popped off the gate because the next gate, which you can see way over here, is not Morningstar. So here's the sector that we're in. Oh, by the way, you might have noticed that the map came up here because the last time I opened the map, it was here. So the next time I open the map, it's also here, even though I'm over there. It doesn't center on you automatically unless you press Shift-M, then it centers on you. Alright, so here we are in Tikva's Choice 1. Now, I'm going to ask for directions.
Comms channel open. Sending you information now.
No mistake. There it is. So you do the same procedure as the other one, and then it will send you, oh look, there's a jump gate right here. And so that information that they send you to navigate is how you find your way. Now, importantly, not everyone is willing to give you directions, which is one of the things I was testing there to make sure that they were even willing to talk to me, but I thought maybe for a second it wasn't working. But not everyone's willing to help you. If you're allied with the faction that they are a member of, they will help you. If they're a member of a faction that you're not allied with, then they may not help you. So it's always dependent on you finding a friend in space in order to get directions. If you don't have that,
Morningstar.
you basically just have to explore until you uncover it yourself. So now I have to find my way to Heretic's End. So the way that I do that, Shift-M, grab the first person you see.
Comms channel open.
That's weird. Where can I find Heretic's End?
Sending you information now.
And there it is. It's pointing the way to the gate that's directly in front of us. So off we go. What might that be?
S.
Stay away from anything red, especially if it says Xenon. That is a Xenon, basically a miner or energy transporter. They're not terribly dangerous, but where you see an S, you're basically seeing Xenon expansion. The Xenon, of course, are the enemies of everybody. Here we go.
Entering system. Heretic's End.
Okay. So you can see on the map here that we have a target area to go to. Right here.
Attention! Denizens of Heretic's End! Please evacuate the designated area immediately.
Uh-oh. What's the designated area?
What's going on? Sir, we are picking up an unusually high energy signature.
It seems like a Terran.
Oh wow, there we go.
Goodness me! It worked! I made the jump! Ha-ha! Unbelievable! Unbelievable! Excuse me, traveler! Did you hear the Alliance broadcast? I wonder, would you be interested in collaborating with one of the greatest scientific minds of our time? I am Boso. As far as I am aware, I am the only Boer on this side of the network schism. I am currently in the market for some personal assistance. Should you be interested, please do come for a face-to-face chat. When you have time, of course.
Unknown station.
So this is the station. It's the same as before. The difference being that it already has a docking bay attached to it, whereas before, if you don't own the Kingdom End DLC, this station will appear in a different sector and it will not have the docking bay. And you have to build the docking bay yourself, which is a fair big project for a brand new player. But this one already has the docking bay, and it looks like that's the way it's just going to be now for anyone who has that DLC, whichever start you end up using.
Successfully docked.
Welcome aboard the mystery installation. I do apologize for the mess. I only recently escaped my split captors. Can you believe they forced me to develop weapons? Anyway, I have not yet had sufficient opportunity to undertake much housekeeping. Best not to dwell on the past. All is well now. The installation seems vaguely to be of Terran origin, but it is certainly no run-of-the-mill station. It is equipped with uncommonly advanced research facilities. Frankly, I am rather longing to lose myself in the lab and focus wholly on science. This brings me to a business matter. I require someone to oversee the mundane aspects of base operations. I will be far too preoccupied with my important work. Might this be a suitable and rewarding use of your skills? No need to answer. Of course it is. I have transferred the station to you. I trust you will make good
He just
use of
gives
it.
you the station.
When you are not otherwise engaged, please do pop down to see me. I am sure there will be bits and bobs that you may be able to help me with regarding my research. When you are ready, of course, you have a new station to grapple with.
So that's how you get the headquarters. It's not that bad. I'd say it's a lot easier than it used to be. You used to have to do quite a lot of busy work, and if you have seen my other video, you know how long it takes you to get to this point where you have Boso on the station and you're ready to go, and that's like 4 or 5 hours of playtime in the game. Yes.
This installation is equipped for habitation of all races, and this room seems to be some sort of research area. I expect I could spend years poring over the data contained in these systems. Hello there! Yes, I have already made some progress. There appears to be several things we can research at this facility. Please take a look.
So that's a boron. I like the new look. Looks good. Don't forget, you also have a personal office, which is nice. This is right here, and it has a safe deposit storage. So you can actually put your illegally gained items here. Like, let's say this is illegal, so you put it in here. Away it goes. Now, if you go to your inventory, you notice that you don't have anything in it. So that's how you get rid of your illegal stuff. And no one will ever come here looking for things, so you're all good. You've got your desk. This is where you can manage your empire. So we are now in Heretic's End, and you've got Scientific Freedom, a new mission given by him. And he wants you to access the research menu. He just wants to get you going on the research. And so that's this.
As you can see, there is much to do. I personally find mention of this teleportation irresistible, but I leave it up to you to decide what we research first. Please note that these research items have certain requirements.
Okay, so let's check our other missions. Again, a good story. I mean, I won't say this is a good story. It's a little tedious. So I think this was probably the first story mission that EgoSoft made for X4, which is kind of rough around the edges. But you need to do it either way. This gets you going with the boron stuff. And these down here are just, ongoing mission stuff. To get going with guild missions, you first have to actually go there. So let's take this one for example. If I set this to active, I'm going to press Shift D to get on my ship. You can do that when you're on any station.
Vanguard.
Hello there.
Now, the nature of almost every mission in X4 is that you can do it at your own leisure. You don't have to do any of them right now, right away. You do what's best for you, what fits your ships, your equipment, and your finances. Not every mission that you're offered is something you'll be able to do when you're offered it. Quite a lot of them you'll find are just beyond your ability to do until you've worked up to that point. So, for instance, some of these might be where you are supposed to put a fleet together of different ships and deliver them to a certain location, and then you get paid the cost of the fleet plus like 50% or something, and it's a lot of money. You can make a lot of money with fleet delivery missions. Another one is station building missions, where you don't just build stations for yourself, which is the main thing you do with the station, but you can build stations as part of a mission where somebody says, I need you to put this station in this spot and it needs to have at least these things in it. Once you've done that, they'll pay you for the station and then extra. So those are also very lucrative. There's so many different mission types, and you just have to, you should be able to tell pretty quick when you have a mission and you accept it, whether you're going to be able to handle it or not. And don't forget that at any time you can save your game and make a decision, and if it doesn't work, load the save, and then do something different the next time. So yeah, X4 has definitely evolved a lot in the last week. It's really come a long ways from where it was, but I think this Kingdom End DLC has made a profound improvement on overall the early game. And notice, there's your big green star, which is your Heretic's End headquarters now, it's called. Oh, you know what? Acquire a manager. Want to see something cool?
Hello there.
Hey, I have something to talk to you about.
Can I help?
Work somewhere else for me.
Confirmed.
Off he goes. You can see his little blinking pod. He's flying back to manage the station. Notice I don't have a red exclamation point above this anymore. But I should still have... Interesting. So if I say information crew, he has no stars for management, poor guy. You can put any... Oh.
Entering system.
I just kind of drifted to that jump gate. You can put any person that's your personnel in any role that you want. You just have to, try to be smart about it. Not everyone's suited for every job. But here we go. We've got guidance to this this mission, and this is to get started on the Argon versus Xenon conflict. Leave the highway. Yeah, see, there's a Xenon.
P.
It's a P. That's a gunship. You don't want to mess with that in the early game. That's for damn sure. You know, you just don't do that. Where is it guiding me? Is it guiding me to the... Wait a second. Yeah, okay, I see. It's guiding me to the superhighway. So, yeah, I don't know what a P is doing here. Just kind of hanging out. But you'll be no match for that until you get something bigger. But you know, the thing is, it's a big world and there's lots of different factions, right? I mean, most of the traffic here is Argon. So they're going to notice this P just sitting here and they're going to take it out. So he's not going to be free to just hang out here forever. I just find it curious because it is just sitting there, and that's a little unusual for Xenon. I kind of wonder what he's up to. I don't want to tempt fate too much here, but it's not like I'm keeping this save or anything. But although, you know, I could start a young gun universe and just kind of run it parallel to everything else. Part of me has been thinking that it might be cool to start all the starts and just kind of make videos showing how they go.
Entering Atikva's choice. 3. Elite Vanguard.
It wants me to go to this station. It's always a good idea to look for crystals when you're in asteroid fields, because you never know. You might strike it rich. There's some valuable ones, but they're pretty rare. Not having any luck with the asteroids.
Docking granted. Successfully docked.
Now, one of the first things you're going to want to do, until you're used, if you're not used to it yet, is to go to the software tab and the upgrade, and then get at least a docking computer Mark 1. They're pretty cheap, 6,900 credits. If you can afford it, get a docking computer 2, because that makes it super easy to dock. I'm fine with the one. No docking computer at all can be a bit tedious on a fighter because they're really, really touchy in terms of getting everything exactly lined up. This makes it pretty easy. Follow the orange line. Go to the orange room. Xenon war room. Whoever's in charge.
Ah, nice to meet you. My job here is to help coordinate our efforts against the Xenon, and given the threat, we're in need of as many volunteers as we can get. If you're here, it means you have been recognized as an outstanding citizen of the Argon Federation. There is a great need for pilots like you. The Xenon have been a constant threat throughout our history. Many see them as a force of nature, something we have to weather and survive. But the reality is, this is a war. We can't just throw away every passing pilot at the enemy. Any potential recruits will undergo a probation period. Each engagement needs to be a victory or they'll overrun us. I'm sure you knew that, or you wouldn't be here. Let's get started. Any questions? There will be a wide range of tasks, from combat deployments to construction work. Depending on the situation, you will have a selection of tasks to choose from. You will be paid as you complete your allotted tasks, with a potential bonus at the end. The Xenon are a race of intelligent, replicating machines, and they have been a looming threat throughout our history. They were originally created to help the Terrans explore the stars and terraform worlds, but trying to control artificial general intelligence proved costly. And now, hundreds of years later, we're still trying to clean up their mistake, but we have no idea how far they have spread throughout the universe. Excellent. You will now find tasks related to the Xenon in your mission interface.
And there you have it. So you go to your mission interface, like she says, and here you go. Yes. Guild mission offers. So this is a tab, and you open the tab and you have different things. Wow. Submissions. Heavy construction operation, assemble a fleet, build a military base. Xenon station scan. Energy survey. Satellite placement. They give you a paint mod as a reward. This one sounds strange. Preemptive offensive. So these are missions that you get. Wow, look at they've really improved the interface, the mission interface. So they've organized them better. So you've got your intelligence missions. Oh wow. Xenon station scan. Fly to a Xenon defense platform. Yeah. Deploy one satellite at the target position. See, this is some good money in the early game if you can pull it off without dying. With the Xenon is they tend to shoot you down. That's a bit of a bug. See, I told it to set this one to active, and it didn't do it. It's strange. So you have to do them in a certain order, which would be unfortunate. So I'm going to end it here. This is how you get started. It's not terribly difficult now to get your player HQ. Your headquarters is right there in Heretic's End. This mission here, you're going to want to do that because there's some cool stuff on the other side of that gate. Cool stuff. Very, very well done missions. Highly recommended. But that's it. Enjoy.